A very good evening to all the tech enthusiasts joining with us today. Well, you all are joining with Idealize 2021. So, Idealize 2021, powered by Ideamart, is an all island ideathon organized by Isaac and University of Moratuwa. Idealize is not an ordinary ideathon since the contestants are expected to pitch their unique ideas and develop applications using platforms. It is a tremendous opportunity for Sri Lankan youth to develop their IT knowledge, and it is, of course, a great platform to showcase their innovative IT solutions to the world. And today, you all are joining with the mentoring session series arranged in line with Idealize 2021. So, before moving with today's proceedings, let me share a glimpse of what has happened up to now. So, this journey of Idealize 2021, powered by Ideamart, started at the beginning of the month of May with 150 plus team registrations, and these teams have already faced their first challenge, which is to propose their ideas. And currently, we are in the phase of evaluating those brilliant ideas. And meanwhile, the team Idealize has organized a mentoring session series to enhance your knowledge in the field of technology and furnish your lifestyles. So, this webinar series is open for anyone interested to add something to their lives and is planned to happen under 5 days. And today, you all are witnessing the second session, which will be addressed by two keynote speakers. But before moving to our speakers for the day, we should not forget to reminisce with our partners because this won't be a reality if not for them. Moving to Dialogue PLC, it is Sri Lanka's premier connectivity provider, which is, of course, the title partner of Idealize 2021. Ideamart, a global award-winning platform for developers and content providers presented by Dialogue Axiata PLC, is a startup ecosystem enabler of Dialogue Axiata PLC, making available telco APIs, thereby allowing any third-party technopreneur or entrepreneur with an idea to join, use unutilized telco assets, create their own mobility services, and monetize them with zero risk with no upfront fee. Ideamart's ecosystem is 15,000 plus strong, which consists of both tech and non-tech service providers offering 20,000 plus services to consumers in 6 mobile operators across multiple geographies while having the potential to reach 25 million subscribers. The mission of fostering innovation and technology entrepreneurship through the IdeaMart platform and its 15,000 plus strong local developer community, presenting again the title partner of Idealize 2021. And moving to our banking partner, Hatton National Bank. Hatton National Bank is a premier private sector commercial bank operating in Sri Lanka with 251 branches spread across the island. The bank has been internationally recognized by the Asian Banker magazine as the best retail bank in Sri Lanka on 10 occasions from 2007 to 2017. The Banker magazine of the UK named HNB as the Bank of the Year in 2012, 2013, and 2017. HNB is also placed among the Banker's top 1,000 banks in the world. HNB is actively involved in retail banking, corporate banking, international banking, treasury, and project banking. Well, with that, we are about to move to our first speaker for the day. She is an experienced business evangelist with the track record in the telecoms industry. Evangelism, business development, and business analytics are all areas in which she excels. A strong business development expert with a Bachelor of Science honors in information systems with business management and an MSc in business analytics from University of Westminster. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board Ms.Sammani Kusaladhamma, the lead Ideamart Women Program of Ideamart Dialogue Ashada.
Hello everyone, good evening. So being digitally empowered is something we need to include in our lives, be it male or female. So today during this session, I'll be talking about speeding up women tech inclusion with the effective usage of telco APIs. So basically within this session, I'll be focusing on the current state of Sri Lanka in terms of women involvement and their empowerment capacity, and also how us at Ideamart tackle these problems with the effective usage of our platforms by introducing our special program Ideamart for Women, and the approaches we have taken during this program and the impact we have made so far, along with the success stories we have created. So first of all, before moving on to what our exercise is all about, let me take you through some background information. So lack of women involvement in the field of technology is not just a local issue, it's actually a global issue, and a lot of entities, lot of initiatives are trying to tackle this issue by providing dedicated approaches, like they have dedicated women empowerment programs and many more. So let's take Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka's population is 21.8 million, and as we all know, more than 50% of Sri Lanka's population is women. But considering the economically active population in Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka's women economically active population is again below 50, making the economically inactive percentage at 63.4%. And also, if we take every 100 students who are entering to the university in order to study IT-based subjects, actually the male and female ratio in terms of these entrants are almost the same. So there are, according to a study that have shown that there are 41 people among every 100 students who are participating, enrolling to the IT based university enrollments, but among this only 25 women graduate, and among that 25 only 11 get employed. So that means, like, even though women have the capacity, even though they are very knowledgeable and literate, they are not using this knowledge very much, they are not applying this knowledge to support this country's economy and the digital talent pool. So that's a huge problem we need to address immediately. And also, women's computer literacy also rate at 30.4%. If we consider the women's contribution to the GDP in Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka's GDP last year was 81.12 billion US dollars, which was contributed by the whole working ecosystem in Sri Lanka. But women workforce contributed only 28.56 billion US dollars. So within this amount, women's contribution within the IT field is below 30%. So just imagine how big this value would be, the GDP value would be, if the rest of the community, female workforce, participate actively in the economy. And also there are several studies have shown that female unemployment rate is actually projected to incline during the next couple of years. And another highlighting factor is the highest unemployment rate in female lies between age 15 to 29. So this age is obviously like the most potential, most active age range of females. So during this age range, they're actually not contributing anything. So that's actually a huge problem. And also the less contribution in the IT field, IT sector by female is also another problem which we need to address immediately. So there are several issues, like these things actually considered as barriers for women to not adopt technologies and other trends. So actually at the moment there's a high gender gap in the IT workforce in Sri Lanka. So if we consider some problems, so mainly the issue is they lack the awareness about the latest technologies and trends. So because of that, they can't do experiments with these platforms and the technologies trends that are available. And also they lack the financial resourcing. So because of this, even though they want to tap into the technological field, they can't do it because they actually don't have the funding in order to proceed with this in order to achieve their entrepreneurial goals. And also there's the systematic bias which actually pushes women to do more household chores instead of getting into these technologies and other things. That's again some issue that's heavily within Sri Lanka. And the
We are having a small technical difficulty and we are trying to get back to Ms.Sammani. Hope you all will bear with us till we get back to Ms.Sammani. Well, till we get back with Miss Sammani, let's move to the next session. We have two speakers for the day, so let's move on to the next speaker. So, anyone here, do you believe in stories? Want to know the secrets to digital marketing? The digital storytellers are here to give you the inspiration and the motivation to build yourselves as tech introverts. Experienced co-founder with a track record of success in the consumer service market, Java, NodeJs, PHP, C++, Python, and Perl are among his programming languages of choice. Strong business development professional with a bachelor's degree from the University of Moratuwa in integrated computer engineering. I warmly welcome our guest speaker, Mr.Dineth Nimantha, co-founder and CEO at Centra Technologies, on board.
Hi, Uni. Thank you for the warm introduction. So I hope you guys can hear me. So if you can hear me, let's just put a message that it's fine. So hope everything's fine. So you can see my screen. So let's start. So guys, there has never been, as Gary Vaynerchuk says, there has never been a better time in the history of time than right now to start a business. So you know what? He's right. So the best time to start is right now. So right now, the cost of setting up a business is next to nothing, and buying servers are cheap. And there are some simple softwares that can build your own website. Setting up Facebook, YouTube, Twitter accounts, it's all free. If you have an idea that you believe, you can make a difference anywhere in the world. So that's a good news. So the bad news is it is really tough to get people to care. Nobody cares about your business. So when you first get into the business, you do some research about the competition, you build your own website, you create Facebook page and publish some content. When you look at the audience, there's almost no visits. And then you buy ads from Facebook, so you have traffic but no one buy. So it's demotivating and frustrating. Don't worry guys, so I also has been there when I started my first business. So I remember the same feeling. All these things are important, definitely. You need a website, you need a landing page, you need emails, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, everything, all of that, and it all needs to work together. But really none of that stuff matters unless you get one thing right: the story. The story matters, because if you have a product or service, ultimately nobody is going to buy it unless it does one thing. The definition of sales is taking someone from a place that is right now, it may be extreme pain or a good place, but what we want to do is like get him to a much better place. It's the process. Sales is a process of convincing someone to invest in a better future. So they invest in you and themselves together to create a better future. So you might try to give them all the features and benefits of why they should buy your product or service, but ultimately they buy one thing, and that's emotion. People buy emotion and justify with logic. So if you can't tap into the emotions that they are feeling, you have no chance to really make a difference in their lives. So if you feel like the customer, you can better interact with them, because then they will understand why you are doing this business. And you can have the customer in a much better way. So your customer feels in a way like he or she is really understood. They feel about the product or service. So it's called empathy. So once you do that, the next thing you have to do is create a great story which captures all the emotions of your customers, and stick to that story which inspires your customers, and always evolve around it. So let's take some examples. So I have taken these three. Let's think about these three brands. So, for example, Apple always stick to the think different value proposition. They were the first company to remove the phone charger from the box. They removed the phone headphone jack from the phones. So, what is the message? So, Apple always think differently. So, there is an interesting story. So, you know that Apple iPad doesn't have a calculator app inbuilt. So a person asked from the Apple CEO about it, and he says, actually, we still couldn't figure out a way to create the best calculator for the iPad. So simply we didn't do it. So you can see they think different. So there are calculator apps for Samsung, Huawei tabs, but Apple doesn't have. So that's the customers who want to be inspired with the feeling of thinking different fall in love with Apple. So think about Dalab. So this event itself, they are sponsoring for the future. So their stories, the future is today. So they were the first telco company to explore a lot of things. For example, fintech apps, digital audio platforms, digital WhatsApp, and a lot of stuff. So simply the people who want to feel the future today, invest in this brand because they believe it's worthy to support this story. So think about another brand called Commercial Credit. So if you see their stories like Manudam Perutu Muli Samalu. So in all their advertisements, they showcase good human values. The message is they care about the human values in business. So the people who care about these values tend to prefer that brand. So it's simply some examples. So after all, I want to discuss the story of our journey so far as a case study for an inspiration for you, for all of you. So few years back, we was a team of undergraduate students who were hustling to make a difference. We participated a lot of hackathons and competitions, but we failed almost all of them. But we focused on capturing the experience and improve our team day by day. So if we were in the university right now, we might be in this competition. There's a higher chance for us to be in this competition. So that's how we start. So finally we could win some competitions, and we got few advisors from one of our mentors, Mr. Hemendra Jayavira, so I have to remember him. So we stick to one product, and we try to scale that product further. So this product was sprintylab.com. So we started sprintylab.com at the last year of the graduate studies. So sprintylab.com was an online printing service where we can get any document printed from the shops that has been listed in our website. So there are delivery services as well. So you will receive an SMS when the job is completed. So you doesn't want to wait until the printing is done. So we also should be thankful for Ideamart team for giving us the SMS gateway at that time. So we could reach 300 customers and in the first year of our business, and we could complete 100,000 orders as well. So after all, these are some feedback we got from our customers, and we was doing a pretty much decent amount of work. So finally, we won More Ventures 2.0 competition as well. So it was the end of our final year. So we had to take a hard decision whether we go for a job or we stick with the business. So with the experience of the first year of doing Sprintylab, we understood that the business model of Sprintylab has the following constraints. So due to these constraints, we had to take a hard decisions to pivot to a new venture. So therefore, we had 6 team members in our team then when we were at the university, but only 4 members agreed to take the challenge. So the next best skill we had was software development. So we started with that. So we started our next venture, Sientra, soon after the graduation. So you believe it or not, it was a really tough situation. We had 0 portfolio, we didn't knew any clients, we had 0 investments and lack of industry experience. We didn't knew about marketing and even sales. So we thought it in a different way. So as a team, we believed in our team. So we believed that we can do something different. So what we did was we invested our first year of our venture for we invested our first year for our venture. So simply our goal was for that year was to complete 50 projects and create a good portfolio, reach clients, gather industry experience, understand market. We didn't focus we didn't focus on the money itself. We focused on the value we deliver. So we also could increase our team by that time as well. So simply we focused on the value which we are creating, not on the money. So that was our first year. So it was a little bit hard, and these were our goals. So at the end of the first year, we could join 5 other team members also to our team, and somehow we could complete 50 projects and got better understanding about the market and customer needs. Finally, we could realize there are 3 core values that our clients want from us. So These core values were creativity, quality, and responsibility. So we understood while we working with a lot of clients, so we understood these are the core values they are looking for from a software company which they work with. So actually these are not three words, and these words we like these are not only words, so they are being inculcated to our services itself. So we have taken them seriously. So creativity does not come free of charge. We need to have an ecosystem which encourages people to be creative. We doesn't have hard rules and regulations. We always believe creativity comes with freedom. We are very careful when we give and receive feedback. We make sure nobody is being scolded or blamed in our any of our operations. We respect crazy ideas. Most of the creative ideas always start with crazy ones, and it's not all. We encourage our team members to do a lot of extracurricular activities. So here are some of the some activities we did so far, and you can see we do a lot of things. So in terms of quality, we value quality of work a lot. We discuss the pros when of doing quality work, and when we maintain the quality, what are the pros we get, and if there's any improvement that is obvious, we as a team always try to deliver that to our clients. So responsibility is the other main factor which we identified. We take the responsibility of the work done by our team as well. So out of all the factors, creativity was one of the key areas which we wanted to focus. So we built our story as explore possibilities, create new realities. So this is the story which helped us to come this far. So uh, we started with four members, and now we have a big team. And I am really thankful for all the team members who helped to color the story of Shendra. And also I would like to remember the dedication and the commitments of them as well. So here are some images we took throughout the journey. And so yeah, so I was asked from the organizers that to share some tips to how to launch a successful app. So always from the past experience and all, what I could say is when you launch an app, try to create a customer base. Like take the time and understand your customer perfectly, and first try to uh, create an active engagement with your platform and do discussions with them. And also one main important thing is you have to filter out the criticisms from the actual feedback. So there are people who criticize anything as well. So always think in a positive way and never focus on the money. Focus on the improvements itself. Money will come. Keep it going. Create more value. Be flexible for the market and be the change the customer wants to have. Start with small and validate every step. So don't do anything blindly. Validate each and every function and everything with customers, and always try to make a good impact to the society. And thank you very much. And that's my presentation. So I think I'm ready for questions if you have. I don't since Sammani's had an issue. If she's back, I think we can continue that and come to questions. I don't know. Winnie? So, there are some questions. So, I will try to answer a few of them. So, first one is how you guys find that was your business opportunity? So, first, like when we was at this beginning of Centra, like the only skill that we had was software development, and we focused on that to start our venture. So and also while we had some discussions, we saw some with clients, there are some gaps that we can address as well. So that we thought of that starting with that would be fine with all the responses we found. So it's basically a discussion with the potential customers and finding out like we also should have skills as well. So like turning our skills into a service was the idea initially we had. So okay, so I think I have some comments from two others, and they have wished me thank you very much, Surani and Kalpani.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dineth. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing your valuable insights with us. And yes, we have got Ms.Sammani back. So I think she is here and ready to take up the stage. Ms.Sammani, over to you.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good evening. So, being digitally empowered should be a part of our lives, be it male or female. So, during this session, I'm going to focus on speeding up women tech inclusion with the effective usage of telco APIs. So, throughout this session, I'll be covering details on the current state of Sri Lanka at the moment in terms of women involvement in the technology field, and how us at Ideamart tackle this issue in our ways by using our telco API platforms, and how we introduce the women dedicated program Ideamart and our approaches within this program, and also how it impacted the female community in Sri Lanka. So first of all, before going into our exercise, like what we do at Ideamart for Women, let me take you through some background information. So less women involvement in the field of technology is a global issue. And a lot of women-related initiatives are there in order to tackle this issue. There are a lot of women-dedicated engagements going around all around the world because this is a huge problem. So let's take Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's population is 21.8 million, and female population is, as we all know, more than 50%. Considering the economically inactive female population, that's also again more than 50%, which is at 63.4. And if we consider every 100 students who are entering into the university to study IT-based subjects, there are 41 female students. So the male-female ratio is almost same. But the unfortunate issue is among these 41, only 25 graduates, and among that 25, only 11 get employed. So even though they are very literate, even though they are very knowledgeable on the subject, their contribution to the Sri Lankan economy is low. That's a huge problem we need to tackle immediately. And also the computer literacy rate of female in Sri Lanka is at 30.4%. So if we consider the GDP contribution by women in Sri Lanka, so GDP in 2020 was 81.12 billion US dollars, which was contributed by the whole working ecosystem in Sri Lanka, which was 8.56 million. So women contributed only 28.56 billion. So among this portion, the IT sector contribution was below 30%. And just imagine how higher this value would be if the rest of the 63% contributes to the GDP. And also there are several studies that have shown that the female unemployment rate is projected to incline in the coming 2 or 3 years. And the highlighting fact is the highest unemployment rate of female lies between the age of 15 to 29. So we all know that this is like the most active age range of any person, like especially male or female, like that's the most active age range. So within that active age range, they are not contributing to the digital economy effectively. And IT sector contribution also low. These are huge problems we need to tackle immediately. So if we consider the reasons why, I mean like the barriers why women are not entering into the field of technology, so main issue is the lack of awareness in the latest technology and trends. So they do not have the experimentation opportunities and other learning skills in terms of the latest technologies and trends. So because of that, they are not aware of what are the offerings and what are the opportunities they can grab in this field. And also they lack the financial resource. So even though they have the capability to start up a business or start up any venture, they do not have the finances to go to the next level. And also the systematic bias due to cultural norms pushes women into do more household chores. So this ended up making them not involved in tech and other trends. The other main issue is female the IT field in Sri Lanka, and also this is a global issue. It is male dominated. So since the 90s, this has been male dominated. But as we all know, the first computer programmer in the world is a female, Ada Lovelace. So following her, there were a lot of female who created their own success stories. But unfortunately, now the tech field is male dominated. And also because of that, the support women have in order to tap into the tech field is limited, and most of these support means are actually not digitized. This actually like this actually make them like not achieving their entrepreneurial goals. And especially due to the COVID pandemic lockdown in 2020, women actually had to move towards their household chores. Actually because of that, they couldn't achieve their goals and their entrepreneurial interest as they need. So as a result of all these issues, it affects the country's digital economy negatively, and it actually affects the country's GDP as well. So if we consider physical industries, so physical industries, there are certain requirements needed in order to get into that field. But compared to that, entering into the digital industry is very much easier, and especially for women, and especially during these days where everything is digitized, it's actually an easier mean for women to try out these platforms, get digitally empowered, and learn something and contribute to the Sri Lankan economy. So tech industry companies actually should create necessary entry routes and necessary approaches to make awareness regarding these platforms and offerings they have for women. So as Ideamart, we are also residing in the tech field. So we are also part of this exercise. If you move on to next slide. So actually, Ideamart is an ecosystem where we actually run on a revenue share basis. So people can come on board and create applications and monetize them, and they can earn money out of it. So since the inception, we have shared a revenue of 6 billion rupees with the Ideamart community, but we have shared only 0.8 billion with the female developer community. So actually, at as Ideamart team, we actually thought what's the reason for this. So we actually identified that since there are no proper dedicated engagement approaches to reach these women, they are not actively engaging with the platform, so they are not aware of the opportunities we give and many more. So because of that, in order to tackle this issue, we have thought to create a dedicated program for women called Ideamart for Women. So if you move on to the next slide. So Ideamart for Women is a female entrepreneurship and empowerment program started in 2018 with three main objectives: women empowerment and also improve the technical skills of women, and also to expand Ideamart community among the tech savvy and non-tech savvy women communities. So let's have a quick glance on what Ideamart for Women is.
Home for empowered women who will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. With the right empowerment and guidance, they can achieve greatness. Ideamart, a multi-operator ecosystem, took a leap with Ideamart for Women, which focused on tech inclusion. Ideamart for Women is a female entrepreneurship and empowerment program that uses technology to create an ecosystem of women entrepreneurs using a combination of platforms. Ideamart for Women has enabled women in tech, empowered female entrepreneurship, provided access to technologies, and nurtured financial independence. Our efforts were beyond borders and beyond languages with inclusive approaches. This program nurtured existing female entrepreneurs through knowledge-sharing workshops on product innovation. Dedicated forum for island-wide women entrepreneurs to share, evaluate and execute ideas and nurture skills. Ideamart for Women identified talents at school level to showcase their innovations and ideas. Today, Ideamart has touched many lives. Our proud partners have also contributed to our achievements. After high school, Lakmini wanted to become financially independent to take care of herself and her loved ones. She joined Ideamart, which empowered her to launch her company and gave her the ability to give something back to the society from what she earns.
නිසි මඟ පෙන්වීමක් ලැබුණොත් ඕනම කෙනෙකුට ජීවිතේ ජය ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා මම Ideamart for Women වැඩසටහනට බෙහෙවින්ම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා.
Kalani's journey began with her joining Ideamart with a simple SMS app. Her SMS app became an entrance ticket for her to become a successful woman entrepreneur.
Today, I feel truly lucky that I have joined Ideamart, and I appreciate Ideamart for Women even more.
Thasika lives in Jaffna, a former war zone where technology is not easily accessible. She attended a workshop which introduced her to Ideamart, opening her mind to new technology. The winner of the Dialogue App Challenge 2019, Thasika continues to be supported and nurtured by Ideamart for Women.
Technologies கண்டுகொண்டாங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் thanks for Ideamart எங்களை இதுக்கு support பண்ணதுக்கு thank you.
As our community grows further, so does our pool of talent. By empowering our women today, we ensure that the next generation of females will be guided to follow suit through Ideamart for Women.
So at the moment, we have 100 plus APIs on Ideamart. So these APIs have been exposed through Ideamart and Ideabiz platform. So developers come through either long tail or short tail engagements, and they choose these platforms according to their requirements, and they actually proceed with their business requirements. So Ideamart for Women provide empowerment in all these platforms, be it Idea Apps, Idea Pro, App Maker, Ideamart IoT. So Ideamart for Women provide empowerment in all these platforms. So if you move on to the next slide. So as a part of our platform Evangelism, we do outreach sessions. So we are outreach different communities. We conduct different workshops, hackathons, competitions, and many more since 2012. So from 2012 to 2018, during this era, what we saw was during these workshops and other events, the female participant was there at a certain level, but they actually didn't go through the whole Ideamart user journey. So because of that, they didn't actually successfully go to the market and created sustainable business model. Because of that, they ended up contributing 0.5% revenue to the whole Ideamart platform. So in 2018, we launched the program Ideamart for Women, the dedicated program, and we started seeing how effective it was by the increasing number of engagements in terms of revenue, in terms of female participation, and how the Ideamart female community increased. And since last year, due to the COVID pandemic hit, we actually had to move all our physical sessions into digital sessions, but still we were able to achieve higher number of participation and engagement within these sessions. So that's actually because if when we are actually reaching people physically, so that actually limits to that particular location. For example, if we reach University of Moratuwa to do an outreach session, the participants, the audience will be within that university only. It could be first years, it could be a certain department. So there's a limitation, certain limitation. But the advantage of moving on to digital was anyone could participate. It could be within Colombo or Jaffna or Gaul or wherever they could participate to our sessions we conducted, and they could get empowered. So we still haven't achieved our goal. So our ultimate goal is to achieve 50-50% in terms of female revenue contribution, and also in terms of female participation within the Ideamart community. If you move on to the next slide. So these are our values. So we have enabled financial independence. So we have increased our female revenue from 0.5% to 15%, and we have created 5 millionaires at the moment, female millionaires, and we have increased the tech knowledge and skills within the community. We have done 5,000 plus individual engagements through different outreach sessions, competitions, schools, programs, and many more. And we are empowering entrepreneurship. We have 23 Ideamart based startups purely by females, and also we enable service provisioning. So Ideamart is a social empowerment platform where, like, it's not only supporting the developers, it's not only enabling developers to come on board, use the platform, learn something, monetize the APIs, and earn money out of it. So the services they create, the end consumers also get benefited through these services. And also, of course, we facilitate opportunities. Our community, actually, we have partnered with different networks, entities where they have the same interest in terms of empowering women engagement. So we have partnered with these entities, and we provide more and more opportunities to our community. To name few, we have done a couple of empowerment sessions with UNDP, and we have partnered with the IEEE Women in Engineering, where we do annual hackathons and other summits. And we have Girls in Technology, where actually they focus mainly on the rural schools. So that was actually a new engagement for us, where we could tap a new market. And also we have Slascom. We recently partnered with them to conduct the Women Technopreneurs Forum to enable women digital inclusion. So if we move on to the next slide. So our objectives and values are being achieved by doing those. We actually do island-wide empowerment sessions, mentoring and guidance sessions. We do women-only competitions. We do engagement sessions by using our success stories, and we provide tech and non-tech support on application creation to go-to-market level through support and mentoring. And also we see innovative minds at school levels as well. So if you move on to the next slide. So any typical user who is joining Ideamart has to go through this process. So this is the empowerment approach of Ideamart. So first of all, we identify the segment. So we recognize and evaluate the specific segment we want to target. Because we do not wait for women to come to us, we actually outreach them. We as I mentioned, we go to different communities, universities, forums, and we reach to them. We talk to them in person, and we see how innovative their ideas are. We get their hidden talents out, and we let them know what they can do through Ideamart platform. And we customize our approaches when we do our presentations and our programs. So for example, if the community is non-tech savvy, we actually consider proposing them on the non-tech savvy platforms we have at Ideamart. So the stage 2 is platform evangelism and onboarding. So here what we do is we educate them on what we have and educate them on how they can choose the platform according to their requirement. So once they choose the platform or the offerings or the APIs as they require, we support them in from the moment of creating the account and to submit it to go to the application approval. So these sessions are being done physically. We did these sessions, and now we are doing online sessions, and our material is also online, available online through YouTube and our website. And while creating the application, we support them in letting them, actually guiding them through the proper monetization models, like the best monetization models they can use, and 24/7 support until the application is live. And the stage 3 is supporting the go-to-market process and commercializing. So here we actually support them in, once the application is live, we support them in the marketing, where we educate them on the proper marketing methods they can use with our experience, and also we introduce them the network and marketing methods we have within us, and we support them through those channels as well. And also we mentor them in terms of revenue reinvestment strategies and other effective commercializing methods. So the final step is supporting in building sustainable business model. So once they create the application, we do not stop from there. We continuously empower them. We enrich their ideas. We do growth hacking sessions to see how they can take their current application, the current status, into the next level, how they can expand their businesses. So these are some of the success stories we have at Ideamart. So they are purely and partially sustaining through their Ideamart applications they have created. So we use these people as success stories to trigger the rest of the community. So we take them as role models, and we tap into new segments. And again, the process goes on, starting from platform evangelism. So while this is going on, we enable new platforms, more operators, and more regions. Ideamart started with Idea Apps and Idea Pro. And at the moment, we have various different platforms available for anyone to utilize. We started App Maker platform 2 years ago, and we have MMS platform and many more. And we started with dialogue only, and now we have moved to 2 other operators within Sri Lanka, and of course we tapped more regions, overseas regions as well. And by doing this, these successful people who are sustaining from Ideamart, they actually use this platform and they can actually tap into new segments to identify more potential audience. So they can actually increase their businesses by tapping into the new platforms, more operators, and more regions. So this is done while they are existing their normal business strategies. So if we move on to the next slide. So our main focus is female dedicated events and individual engagements. So since 2018, we actually increased our female dedicated events and individual engagements. And of course, Ideamart nurture innovation. So anyone can come on board, create an application, or if it's a business, they can come on board and use our APIs to take their business to the next level. So through this, they are creating startups based on Ideamart. So through that, we are contributing to the digital economy. And also we are creating a dedicated forum for women to share and express their ideas. And of course, eventually this increased the tech talent pool in Sri Lanka. So by doing these events and engagements, our community grew, and at the moment there's 29% female community in Ideamart, started at 7%, and we have the female contribution to revenue at 15%, which started at 0.5%. So because of these achievements and everything, we have been recognized by international entities. So last year we got shortlisted for the GSME Global Mobile Awards under the category of Women for Tech Industry Leadership Award. And this year also we have been shortlisted for the GSME Global Mobile Awards under the category of Tech for Good, Best Mobile Innovation for Emerging Markets. So if you move on to the next slide. So these are some of the snapshots of our events and engagements. As you can see, whatever we are doing is impactful and it's succeeding. So to conclude, so that's our journey at Ideamart for Women so far. And of course, there's a lot more to do. Our vision is to create a larger female ecosystem within Sri Lanka. So be empowered, be tech savvy, because everyone has the potential, everyone has the capability, everyone has the knowledge to tap into these segments. And if we all contribute effectively and actively, we can everyone can support the female contribution to the digital economy in Sri Lanka, and also we can increase the quality of the digital talent pool in Sri Lanka. So all you need is an idea. Ideamart team is always there to support you. So reach us anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms.Sammani, for sharing your valuable ideas with us, addressing on accelerating women tech inclusion with Ideamart. So with that, we have opened the floor for the Q&A session, and I hope Ms.Sammani and both Ms.Sammani and Mr.Dineth will join in with us. So yes, we have got several questions from our audience, and my first question is to Mr. Dineth.
Yeah.
So, well, Mr. Dineth, we have got a question asking you, like, what kind of a person makes a successful entrepreneur?
Yeah, actually, a person who dreams every day about the next few about the future and learns from the past, and a person who is always enthusiastic to make the difference, and always a person who has the courage and dedication and the commitment to make that difference. So simply that's.
Okay, so another question, like, can you tell what is the turning point of your life where this great journey you shared with us began, and how you felt at the beginning of that journey?
So actually, I think I didn't had any one turning point. So I think every day I enjoys every opportunity I get. So for example, this opportunity also is one of my one thing that I appreciate most. So always what I wanted was with my team to make a difference. So we did we committed to our dreams and we worked for it. So we came across a lot of opportunities. So actually I can't define there's one turning point. So we came across a lot of turning points every day, and we enjoy every turning points we got every day.
Okay, well, so yeah, like pitching the teamwork makes the dream work fine, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's move with Ms.Sammani. Like, Ms.Sammani, so what tech woman inspires you and why so?
So, actually, if you all know Miss Lakmini Vijayasundara from Iron One Technologies, and also Miss Kasturi Wilson. So, those people actually they have like achieved their goals. Actually, they are actually busy people more than us. They are actually maintaining their personal duties and they are involved in a lot of stuff, but still they are trying to empower themselves and they are trying to empower other women community as well. So that's like a huge thing. Like not everyone does that. So those two people actually inspire me always.
Okay, so then again moving to Mr. Dineth, like, can you share your past hackathon experience and any tips on how to win these hackathons?
Yeah, so actually, if you see, our first hackathon was TADHack. So I think the Ideamart team was the organizing team with Zenit Mobile. So in that hackathon, I think we pitched a crazy idea. We pitched that Google is not enough. We can create another Google, something like that. So you also can believe that it's a too much crazy idea that so that was our first idea. So but I think we learned a lot from most of the hackathons. So I think we participated around 15 to 16 hackathons. So initially we lacked the presentation skills and we could create good software, but mostly we lacked presentation skills. And finally we identified there's a combination of stuff. So you have to have a good prototype, and as well you have to have a good problem to address, and that problem should have a some sort of a validation in the market where it should be addressed. And also you have to have a good presentation skill to pitch it in a short time period to the people and the judge board. And yeah, if you can come up with all of these little stuff and all of the combination, if you can complete the all combination of all the aspects, I think you can win. So initially we tried several combinations. So we've tried with several friends, and when we thought like we lacked our team lacked presentation skills, so we asked one of our friends to join to present the hackathon. And likewise we tried different ways, and we identified what are the mistakes from each and every hackathon. And afterwards in the initial stages we tried only 1 day or 2 day back where we prepared only for 1 or 2 days back. But afterwards we was really focused on the hackathon, and we worked really hard and find lot of things to convince. So we got to know that these are the questions typically judge panels ask. So we prepare for them and we brainstorm it, and we pitch for a lot of people and ask the comments. And so likewise we that's it. But I want to say one thing, like guys, winning a hackathon is not one thing that you have to do. So you have to winning a hackathon, learn to win a hackathon is good, and if you want to make a difference, you have to do it as a long process. So you have to work on that idea. Sometimes we go to an hackathon and we do whatever the software solution, and we win it and get the prize, and we stop it. So what I advise is, don't stop. You continue that journey and make a good impact.
Okay, so well, agreeing with that point, that it is always the difference that we have to make that will count in as a wonderful job, right? So again, the question is to Mr. Dineth. As app developers, is there a specific market in Sri Lanka that we should target?
Yeah, so app developers, I think it's based on, again, the problem you are going to address. So it depends on the problem. So mainly, I think the generation C and X would be good target groups, but I think more than that would be a little bit older. So in terms of apps, I think you will have to think of mainly in some regions. For example, when you develop an app, it's mostly good to address the people who use a lot of mobile phones, for example. So let's say some rural areas, they might not have apps. So if you target to explore those areas, it will be a little bit difficult in the initial stages. So about the specific market, I think it's always better to work with the generation C and generation Y, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so another question, Mr. Dineth. Like, Idealize has 3 weeks of marketing competition part where we are requested to market the apps, and number of downloads will be a criteria in finance. So as for the school students, what are your tips?
For the school students?
Yes.
Okay. So school students, yeah. So again, just a number, like it's not a numbers game. So you should you should think of creating a value. So a person should feel that when you install this app, it is making my life a difference. So so unless anybody is not going to install your app, because it will take storage from his device. So for a school student, I think it would be good. It's again based on the problem you are going to address. And so also don't focus on the number of downloads itself. Like, it's not a numbers game where you only get many downloads and asking people to download it because to win the hackathon. That's not the way you have to figure it out. So you have to figure it out a way, what's the best way to reach your audience, best medium or channel, and you have to address your audience in a way that they should feel they should install your app, so that their life is more much different than today. So you have to create that journey for that. Like, you have to make that story and present to your audience. So you have to say that when you install our app, you will have a better life. So from this app, your life is going to change. So give it a try. So that should be the way. Unless you send message to people, please install it, and you will make the numbers high, but in the long run it will not work. So you'll have to think of a really good story, and you'll have to pitch that story to your market, where this is why you should have to install. So this is why it is going to be a good app for your phone.
Okay, so the next question we have got is, what does success look like for the company?
Yeah, so success is, I think, always in present. So we can't define it for the future. So always we can say, for the considering the past journey, it is a success. Like it is in terms of the people's perspectives. We can derive the success in many different ways. So and also, if you will not maintain the qualities and the values you have, again you will not be success in the future. So it's again a time-based one. And for the success, I think in terms of that, I think we creating a lot of value in the market and listening a lot of stuff from our customers where they have been helped from our services. I think that is the most success I think we have achieved. So when people say we have bad experience with other software companies, so but Sientra did well for us. So those are the words that feel us that we did a great job. So I think in terms of, if we can define the success in terms of that manner, so we will focus it every day to keep it and increase the impact more and more every day. So yeah, I think something like that. It is not the amount of team we have. It's not the amount of it's not the place we work. It's about the end of the day, it's about the impact that we have done. So if people is being impacted, then there's a good value that we are creating, then I think that will be a good success for a person and a company.
Okay, so the person who creates a change will make the journey successful. That's what you are pitching throughout. So my final question, it's a bit tricky one. So to make this success, to do the change, you need new ideas. So how do you generate these new ideas?
Yeah, so new ideas, I think it's a really tricky question. So I think it's a collective decision. So for example, when we got a new project to do a creative thing, so we have a specific timeline. So what we do is, like, we call out all our team members and we say we have to do something new. So we have to do something that anybody haven't done. So we are brainstorming. So we think along with the event. Let's say that particular event has some sort of a scope or something. So we define the scope and everything. Then we think, what is the entire message that we have to pass on? Then we bring in ideas. So we respect everybody's ideas. So we doesn't like, that in Sinhala we say that criticize the other person when somebody says a crazy idea. We doesn't do that. So everybody tells ideas. So everybody's open, like they are open-minded and they tell different things. So there will be things that we can't do with the timeline, and there will be things we can do with the timeline, and we will have to so there are a lot of stuff on a paper, and we discuss on them. So we fight them. So we doesn't get anything personal. So we fight for the idea. So we say why it is important. So what is it good than the other? So we discuss. We have a collective decision making, and we out of them, and we sometimes we will have to see what are the other things that they have done also, to get some ideas in some situations. And after that we brainstorm and collectively think these ideas. And sometimes we start we get a lot of crazy ideas. For example, sometimes some grandmothers, all from one of our team members, grandmother told one idea. So likewise we get a lot of ideas together, and we collectively discuss a lot of taking so much time, and by bit by bit we create the idea, and we fight for it, and when all the team members are happy for that, then we choose that idea and we do it.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Dineth, for sharing those wonderful ideas with us. Like, it's always collective ideas that drives you towards success. So, well, with that insightful session, we are moving to the edge of the day. Thank you, Mr. Dineth, and also thank you, Ms.Sammani, for being here today to share your valuable ideas with us.
Can I say one thing? So thank you very much, everyone, for listening and giving me this opportunity to present this in this valuable session. So I wish everyone all the very best to do your do great work, and always remember, create something impactful and do a better job to the society. So create a better future. So thank you very much, and wish you all good luck for your event, and I wish all the organizing team also to complete the event in a successful manner. And I also want to thank the sponsors as well. So and thank you very much again for giving me this opportunity, and thank you, Winnie, for the moderation, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dineth. So, to our viewers joining us today, this is not the grand ending. We have few more exciting sessions in the days to come. So, we will have our next mentoring session tomorrow at the same time. And so, an open invitation goes to all of you watching us today. Hoping to see you tomorrow as well. So, with that note, we are signing off for the day. Have a pleasant night.